I don't know if this has ever happened.
That's awesome.
We're not going to go back. Cheers to 228.
Cheers.
I think we were a half hour in. I didn't hit record. So Alex doesn't listen, so he'll never know. Please no one tell him that I forgot.
We can do our weekend recaps again really quickly. Maybe just like recap our Pookies and Dookies.
Colby's here.
I guess we were still there.
It's 8 o'clock now.
It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Colby, what do you remember that you said? Oh my! I can't believe I was looking down because I wasn't seeing the time ticking up top when I looked at what segment we were in and how much time. I was like, wait a second, I didn't click record on it. That's unbelievable.
Well, real quickly, I'll do my weekend again, real quick. There's not much to tell, but Friday watched a movie. Thank you, Grant, for the inspiration. Saturday watched a lot of college football. Saw my buddy Ryan. He came over, watched some football. Went to Michigan State, or went to Siena Heights.
Last ever.
We had the brick
wall conversation. They have a dog named Cujo in the bar.
Service dog. Oh, I'm
Sunday
James
watched
Franklin.
Football. Yeah.
Dookie. Damn. Evan, what were your points
hunting
again?
Parties this weekend. That's what I did.
Football hunting parties. That could be a T-shirt.
I haven't scored enough points in middle school football, and I am behind the 8 ball. I got 6 games left, 3 weeks.
You passed on a doe that walked in front of your face, and you got made fun of for
that walked in
it.
front of me. All my hunting buddies said, "You're a loser. You should have shot it."
You've killed 2 deer with your car, 0 with a weapon.
Yeah, so Evan technically has gotten 2 deer.
Yes.
I got a cavity. I bought a water pick. I watched Almost Famous. I went golfing Saturday morning. I got stuck behind 2 slow people golfing. And I watched a lot of football. Pookies were Alabama football.
This is so funny because Alex will never know because he won't listen to it.
Someone's going to tell him, and they can't.
No,
That's
please,
insane.
if you're listening to this, do not tell him. Don't tell him.
Really, honestly, the biggest hit is for the Brick Wall Pub because that was a nice, just free
that was a good conversation.
Pump up for them. Alabama was a Pookie. Eric Collins, the announcer, was a Pookie. Bucks Seahawks uniform was a Pookie. Cincinnati was a Pookie. Brennan Sorsby
was my Pookie. Brennan Sorsby.
That was all the Pookies, I think.
The Buccaneers in general were a Pookie.
Yes,
I think Baker's just awesome.
We talked about Buka.
Awesome fantasy player.
And then Dookie was Penn State. That's where we were. And that's where we were about probably 20 minutes. But now it's just 2 minutes. So sorry, everyone.
What I was going to add right before. Sorry, you can go ahead.
Evan said you got to fire him. His buyout's $56 million, jarring. Not really sure what to do about the situation. Because I looked back just before you go, Colby, like 2022. The last 3 years, he's won 10 games, 11 games, 12 games. And then who knows what happens this year. It's just going to be an unprecedented move to fire a guy doing that well.
But what are your thoughts? What's the rest of Penn State's schedule?
They have Ohio State. They have Indiana. I guess they can lose anyone now, though. So I guess I shouldn't just say.
They're probably favorites against Indiana, maybe.
I just think
at home, so yeah, they will be.
I think Franklin's situation's very much like 2020, 2021 Harbaugh, where 2020 was bad for Michigan, but Harbaugh was a coach that's like, well, we can get 9 wins, we'll go to a good bowl game, we just can't get over the hump. But then he did. And that's where it's just, do Penn State fans and their athletic department want to wait around for him to finally get over that hump? Because it feels like he's never going to.
Yeah. And I think the biggest part is he's unlikable, too. That just doesn't.
Yeah.
That's a huge factor.
Same with Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh was unlikable to other people who weren't Michigan fans.
Yeah, he got unlikable to Michigan fans for a little bit. Well, when you're not winning, you find ways to not like someone. What do you say, Evan?
Can Penn State beat these teams that are on their schedule? Northwestern? Well,
yes.
Maybe. Okay, but at Iowa?
Yes.
At Ohio State?
Probably not, but I did have the thought, it ran through my head, that would be so funny if this was the year they finally beat them. That would be just
Are you sure that they can beat Iowa? Grant, can you name the 3 teams that they have beat? They're 3-2. Can you name the 3 teams that Penn State's beat?
I am looking. It's Nevada, FIU. That's Florida International University.
Yeah,
for those wondering, and Villanova, which is a basketball school.
Those are the 3 teams they beat.
But they still played Oregon.
Beat the piss out of Villanova.
They still played Oregon within a score. You have to be good to play Oregon there to that point.
Played UCLA to a score as well.
Yeah, that's where it's weird. I don't know. UCLA has stunk, but I actually truly believe that game, something happened with that team where they turned around and like their coach is gone. Like Nico played awesome.
Yeah,
Nico played good. And I didn't watch a lot of that game, but like box score watching, a lot of rushing yards, he did everything.
Yeah.
So maybe UCLA turned a corner. Me and Ryan did talk about, though, they definitely didn't turn a corner. I'm just saying that. Me and Ryan did talk about, though, it would be hilarious. Like UCLA had not led for a single minute up until that game. It would be hilarious if the only time they led all season was just the entirety of the Penn State game and they lost out and never led for another minute. That would be really funny.
Yeah. I would believe it if it did happen. I still think they're a dumpster fire. But for Penn State, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you have to think they're at least 9-3, which doesn't get you into a playoff because you won't have any probably big wins on your schedule. I mean, you're going to have maybe, if you went 9-3, that means you beat either Ohio State or Indiana. I think it would be hilarious if this was the year they beat Ohio State, like I said, because that would just put Penn State fans in a blender. They'd be like, wait a second. So, I don't know. Technically, their season's still in front of them. But like you said, Evan, when they've played a team with a remote pulse in a Power 4 conference, one with the lowest pulse in Power 4. Like, we're talking about potentially the worst Power 4 team that we have. Power 2 team, for sure.
Any team that they play with NIL money, they've lost to.
Yeah. It's a fair point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they do. But it always comes on to, and then we might get to this at the Michigan State segment. The rule is, if you're going to talk about firing your coach, you got to have some names ready.
You got to have somebody
who are you replacing that man with? Because for as awesome he is to make fun of and how much they have lost in the big moment, they were one drive away from making the national title game last year. And he does recruit well. Yeah. Do you think he would do that?
Lane Kiffin almost left for Auburn last year.
Lane feels like just a only SEC warm weather guy, though. But maybe he would.
I mean, if I'm Penn State, I'm going to get one of those young guys from Texas State, Tulane.
One of their head coaches?
Yeah. Like, I'm
the
getting
Tulane
a young
guy's
guy
pretty
that's
hot in the streets.
kind of going to be completely – I need somebody that's completely 180 different than James Franklin.
Urban Meyer. Call Urban Meyer and see if he wants to come back to the Big Ten.
Sorry, he's going to be at Michigan State next year.
Let him duke it out between. Yeah. They come open at the same time. But that's the biggest dookie. And that's on another point, I guess maybe on us, our preseason predictions. But I think all of college football was Clemson, Texas, and Penn State are all no longer ranked, which is baffling to the mind. It's a beautiful sport. That's why you can't take anything for granted going into the year.
Whose dookie was Penn State? Was that yours or was that Evans?
I teed up Evans for it because I was just like,
I left it off my list because I was gonna let Evan have his moment there. My dookie was kind of off the beaten path one a little bit, but North Carolina and Belichick is just really bad. I don't know if I really didn't know what to expect with Belichick going there. I thought they could have been good, but they're obviously not. It kind of feels like one of those situations that the experiment will be up after a year.
Yeah, I'm always questioning, like, with his age and how old he is, and you never know what kind of health strings can be pulled for those. Like, does he make it that long? Or, like, what's going on there? It is dark. I think there was rumors he was, like, spending his bye week in Nantucket. Like, he wasn't even in the facility the whole time. Like, that's a crazy look, too. Did you see the North Carolina account did start posting Drake May stuff today?
Yeah. Because I saw the thing the rumor that he had told them not to, and then just like shortly after that, I saw them post something about Drake May.
He does ban New England scouts, I think, from coming to their team, which is also very petty and a detriment to your players trying to go fulfill their dreams. So I don't know. Yeah, that's a messy situation. My last dookie was just an act. The act of letting go of the football as you're about to score. I think that happened twice, I believe, this weekend. I know the Cardinals did it, but I saw someone else.
AD Mitchell did it last week.
On the Colts. So back-to-back weeks. Yep, we've got two. I don't know. I never scored a high school touchdown. Evan, you scored. What's the mindset there? Like, I heard theories that sometimes people, they just like black out when they score because they're so excited and you just forget where you're at. Like, does that ever happen
in all the touchdowns that I was running the football through the end zone, my whole mindset was to get to the goal line as fast as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Holding the football in the same exact way as I took the handoff. Never once in my mind did I want to stick the ball out or just not want the football anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're thinking. I have no idea, like in an athletic sports competitive instinct, how that goes through your mind.
I kind of get it.
You just think you're that fast to where you lost the ball, you already thought you were like 5 yards farther in the end zone.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I get just like being in the moment, being like, heck yeah, I just ripped off a 75-yard touchdown run.
But that happened to like an Oregon player in like an important game like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like
that would be like number one. Utah player returned it.
Yeah, I feel like you just got to be like, I got to get to the back of the end zone and drop the ball. But
hear the whistle go off. You know what I mean? Like just hear that whistle.
Then you have those old school coaches that always say, no matter who scores or when you score, you hand the ball to the ref. BJ Fleck, old school coach, he says no matter what happens after you score a touchdown, you hand the ball to the ref. You don't celebrate.
Guarantee it. That's right.
Also sucks for DeMarcado, just that like he's their third string running back. Like James Conner got hurt, Trey Benson got hurt, and then like he's in there getting reps and he just screws it up.
That's tough. I mean, he's auditioning for his job. You go and do that. Evan, have you ever had a player on your team get close to doing this?
No. We don't.
What would you do if they dropped the ball early? When you have to get 216 points and they're costing you precious points.
I come on the podcast and just chew their name out and say, you're the reason why I didn't get to my goals. And this is why my friend Alex calls me a loser. I don't think I would ever hand that person the football ever again. Ever. I don't think I would. I wouldn't call up a play for him. I would tell the quarterback not to throw it to him.
Yeah, I guess that level, because no one's like that established. Like in the NFL, if Jahmyr Gibbs did this, I would be very upset. Like we're still going to feed Gibbs 15 more times in the game. But that's why it hurts more for DeMarcado, because he's not like a household name. So I guess it does depend on how good you are. But if the kid was not great, it's like, no more touches for you, Timmy. You're done for the season.
It was a Utah player that dropped it. They had a chance to go up 13-0. This was 10 years ago, so I'm dating myself. Holy crap.
What a poll.
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah.
Really random.
And they ran it back the other way.
So they had, if he would have scored, they would have been up 13-0, but instead Oregon picked it up and scored and returned it 100 yards to a touchdown the other way.
Great awareness. Good heads-up play. You got to coach that these days. Hey, go pick up that ball if they drop it.
Significant turning point in the game.
Any other big ones before we do our rankings? Nothing?
Not that I can think of.
All right.
Nope.
We're gonna try a new format for the rankings, because sometimes I get confused when we go one by one. We're gonna go one person at a time, but you're just gonna do 10 through 6. We're gonna do all of our 10 through 6s, and then we're gonna do 5 through 1. Okay.
That's good.
Evan, do you want to go first?
Sure, I'll go first. Which one are we doing? College football first, obviously?
College football, top 10, 10 through 6.
10 through 6. Number 10, the Volunteers of Tennessee. Number 9, Texas Tech. Number 8, Oklahoma. 7, Georgia. 6, Ole Miss.
Nice. Colby, go ahead.
Number 10, Georgia. Number 9, Oklahoma. Number 8, Indiana. Number 7, Alabama. And number 6, A&M.
Alabama 7, you said?
Yeah, Alabama 7, A&M 6.
Okay. My 10 is Georgia. 9, Indiana, which feels disgusting. I think Georgia would be Indiana, but I'm going off of rankings. 7, Texas Tech. 6, Alabama. And 5, Ole Miss. So some overlap in there. Tennessee stood out to me, Evan. You kept them top 10. Good for them. I did not have them in my top 10.
They got one loss to a kicker should have made the field goal to send it to overtime at home. I think if it's an overtime game, I like their chances a little bit.
No Missouri for you, I'm surprised, unless they're in your
Missouri.
Top 5.
I almost had Missouri at 10.
I needed them to beat somebody. They play Alabama this week at noon, ABC, so it'll be a test to them.
True.
Yeah, 9-point win over South Carolina doesn't flatter me too much, but I think they'll get their signature win.
Okay, Evan, you're 5 through 1.
5, Alabama. 4, Texas A&M. 3, Miami. 2, Oregon. 1, Ohio State.
Nice.
5.
Colby?
5, Texas Tech. 4, Ole Miss. 3, Miami. 2, Oregon. 1, Ohio State.
Very nice. Same top 3 for you guys. I'll change
Texas
up a little.
Tech
High. Yeah, what do I have? I have 7. I haven't used them 7 too, I think.
9.
9. Okay. Oklahoma, I have 5. Not counting the Mateer injury. They can't be faulted for that.
Yep.
4, A&M, the team we're seeing. Bunch of dogs. 3, I have Oregon. Getting cheeky here. 2, Ohio State.
Oh,
and
interesting.
1, Miami. I think Miami has really that Florida State
Does Miami
win
have the most
really
ranked
impressed
wins?
me. Yes, they have 3, I believe. Yes.
I think they have more than.
Well, I don't know if it's the most. I know they have 3, and I can't think of another team off my head that has 3.
Bama, Notre Dame, Florida State.
Because I don't think the Gators were not ranked when they played the game.
Yeah, Florida was not ranked, but South Florida was ranked.
I think they're re-ranked again this weekend because everybody fell out.
Yes.
They've beat the 18th team in the country twice. It was South Florida in week 3, and it was Florida State in week 5. And they beat Notre Dame when they were ranked number 6. They just look good, man. And they just have a steady quarterback.
What's Miami's
and this
schedule?
I have it pulled up here. I'll share my screen. It's not a lot to write home about. They should probably go undefeated. It's Louisville, Stanford, SMU,
if Louisville would have won
Syracuse,
last week, it would have been different.
North Carolina State, Virginia Tech, Pitt. 2 away games
that
at the
game
end of the
at
season.
Pitt Thanksgiving weekend is going to be
That'll be interesting.
It's going to be PTSD again for all Miami fans when they were undefeated and went to Pitt on Thanksgiving weekend. This was probably
2017.
Year was
this was like one of Pat Narduzzi's first years there.
Yeah.
What was their quarterback's
Pat
name?
Narduzzi, shout out Ryan.
Yeah, look at right there, 2017. What a poll. 24th, they won by 10.
Kenny Pickett,
Kenny Pickett had 193 yards.
Miami's quarterback after that loss, the following year, he changed his last name pronunciation.
Really? Oh wait, it went back to 2017. Rosie.
Yeah, that's
Rosie.
I said, Evan, I don't know if you were there yet when we were at Cody's like 2 weekends ago. I don't know if it was just me and Cody having the conversation or if you were there, but we were talking about Heisman. I think Carson Beck has like a really good shot to win Heisman if Miami can just go undefeated. Cody, I remember Cody saying like Carson Beck, but I feel like by the end of the year, he could easily be number 1 in odds.
Be undefeated. He's going to have good stats.
Yeah.
This
is it right now. He's only behind Dante Moore.
Oh, he was 2. Okay, I didn't realize when you said that.
He's going to have a good media following just because it's Miami.
Yeah.
So, and there's not one player that's like a runaway favorite. No. I mean, if Ohio State would actually throw Jeremiah Smith the ball more, like 40 times a game, I think he is the best player. But a lot of the quarterbacks that you thought should be up there just aren't that good, to be honest.
Yeah, Nussmeier fell.
Do you think? What do you think the Cavendier sister thinks about this development with him in Miami? Evan, resident reporter.
I don't know how. Now, there's rumors that he was a big a-hole and cheated on her and was a huge or whatever. So if that's true, then she probably hates every single second of it, and she's going to end up be marrying an NFL football player, just like her twin sisters married to
Jake Ferguson.
Engaged
we need to have a weekly segment of who's winning the breakup from Evan going forward. So I don't really know as much what she's up to, but if she were to get some like
the Heisman, that's the greatest gift a son can give his dad. So then he would win the breakup if he wins the Heisman.
Yeah, we need a chart. I don't know who she has to start dating in the league, but maybe Tyler Warren. Maybe you just see her walking in with Tyler Warren next week or something. You're like, whoa, she's winning the breakup.
It's gonna be like a Dallas player, Grant. You gotta find like some practice squad hero on Dallas.
Javonte Williams having a nice season. Maybe it's him.
James Houston.
I don't know the relationship status of any of these James Houston Dallas players. He's a Florida guy. Okay, top 10 NFL rankings, same system. 10 through 6, and then 5 through 1. Evan, you go ahead.
I'm going to say this before I release my top 10. I hate my 6 through 10 picks. I hate every single team with this.
With
I think mine are all
100%.
My 7 through 10, I could flip flop in any order.
I erased my 6 through 10 every single time because I don't like I put a team down and be like, no, this team's better than that team. Erase it, be like, no, this team's better than that team.
No undefeated teams left in the NFL, so it makes sense.
Number 10, Denver Broncos. Number 9, Indianapolis Colts. Number 8, San Francisco. 7, the Steelers. And 6, Kansas City.
Only one I don't have is the Steelers.
Same.
Go ahead, Colby.
No, actually. So number 10, LA Rams. Number 9, Packers.
I was just saying, you left one of my top 5 teams out, I think.
Rams should be on my list.
Rams, Packers, Kansas City at 8. The Commanders at 7. And the Niners at 6.
All right, there's some more different teams here for us. I like this. I do not have the Commanders in mind.
I don't have the Commanders in mind either.
I like the way they looked with Jaden Daniels. I'm basing it off of with Jaden Daniels. I think they're a top 10 team.
I kind of forgot that he sat out like 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the same as Evan with 10. I have the Broncos, and then I put the Rams at 9, and then I threw the Colts at 8. I threw the 49ers at 7, and I threw the Chiefs at 6. Broncos, Rams, Colts, Niners, Chiefs.
Just about almost the same as me.
Evan, you're 5 through. What team did you miss, Evan? The Rams?
Yep.
Which is crazy. That's your boy.
I didn't have the Broncos.
Kind of a slap in the face, honestly.
That's on me. It is.
5 through 1 for you, Evan.
5, Green Bay Packers. 4, Tampa Bay. 3, Eagles. 2, Lions. 1, Buffalo Bills.
Bills off a loss, hold the top spot. My 5 and 4 were the same as yours.
They still have their MVP at quarterback.
True. Colby's will be different,
5,
though.
A little bit. The top 4 are going to be the same. Number 5, the Colts. I think the Colts have given us no reason. The Colts have given us no reason to not think that.
Team.
We bleed blue.
Evan or Colby just loves the Wild Beaver Saloon, so that's why. Where were you when Mark Sanchez was in that alley? You had a night, not quite like that, but I've seen you drunk in the video.
That is,
downtown
really
streets of
quick.
Indy.
We'll interrupt the NFL rankings really quick. I think that Mark Sanchez story is one of the wildest sports stories I've ever heard.
And he was a Dookie. It was a weird one to make fun of though, because did you guys see pictures of the guy he beat up?
Yes, and that's why it's genuinely messed up.
70-year-old man.
Yeah, he got a gash in his cheek that was so deep that I think it messed with his tongue.
Dang.
It's crazy.
The old guy or Mark Sanchez?
The old guy. He beat up the old guy that bad. I don't know how the old guy managed to stab him. That actually, I need body cam footage. I need the full.
I did see
thing.
I saw like an alley footage of him stumbling.
Oh yeah.
I think the news of Mark Sanchez getting stabbed shouldn't have came out until like we knew all the details of like Mark Sanchez is the scumbag. But then like instantly it comes out, we're all like, oh, prayers for Mark Sanchez. Hope he's okay. Hope he recovers. Then it instantly turns to like Mark Sanchez was drunk and on some type of drugs that he beat up a worker in a back alley. And he's a scumbag. He's going to go to jail for 1 to 6 years.
Yeah.
I kind of like that it came out staggered because then it puts people in a tough moral predicament. Do they like say, ooh, I take away my thoughts and prayers, or do you still pray for him to be okay? Or do you just take him back fully?
I actually love it. I agree with you, Evan. Like go ahead. Sorry.
My biggest part of the story is like just seeing the fact that Mark Sanchez, as soon as he recovers from all of his stab wounds, that he instantly just gets put in handcuffs and thrown to jail.
Yeah, that's tough.
And then everybody at Fox is like, oh crap, what do we do? Like we still have to call unfortunately we have to call this bad Raiders and Colts game.
Yeah.
And hey Brady Quinn, how about you fill in, buddy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez is gonna be fired, I would assume.
Absolutely.
I'm shocked he hasn't been fired yet.
That's
like the fact that he hasn't been fired yet is like making me think that like they're gonna keep him.
No, I'm sure
he's
been
some
fired
for a little bit.
He's already been fired. Just they're not gonna publicly probably announce it. Kobe, there's a chance he goes to jail for like up to 6 years.
Yeah, I know. I saw that battery.
He's going to call games
1 to 6 years. All right. Anyhow,
a live cam.
Yeah, Colts 5. I really think the Colts have given us no reason to not put them up there. They are a good football team as of right now. 4 Buccaneers, 3 Bills, 2 Eagles, and I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL currently.
You're so crazy that I agree with you. Packers 5, Bucks 4, Bills 3, Eagles 2, Lions 1. I'm going to take this lap in week 5 or whatever it is, and consider ourselves the best team in the league. There's really not a team. Well, that's not true. Now, I don't know if I would we play the Eagles, we play the Bills. I know it's going to be a dogfight and we might lose 50-50, but I'm not going in scared. After we beat the Ravens, which again, as they get worse, I know Lamar's out, but as they get worse and worse, I start to get more nervous about what that win on Monday night actually meant. But we did play them full strength pretty much. So yeah. I'm going to make me think that we jumped a hurdle. And we've looked pretty good. So that's how I feel.
Yeah, offense is humming. Defense, right, some questions, but
yeah,
we'll get there.
No doubt. Let's go to baseball quickly, or for a little bit. The Tigers. There's 2 playoff games in Detroit. When this comes out, Game 3 will be done, and we'll be weighing on Game 4 on Wednesday. If Game 3 gets played tomorrow, Evan, you told us about the weather. It's supposed to be nasty, but I think it might clear out before the game starts at 4 o'clock.
Sounds like it is going to clear out. It's going to happen. The weather's going to come in a little bit earlier than anticipated a week ago.
It's going to be wet. There's no doubt about that.
I haven't looked at the weather yet.
It's like the only day of rain this week is tomorrow.
The only day of rain the last 3 weeks.
Let's start with the Cleveland series. So after we last recorded, they played the entire series. Won the first, lost the second, won the last one. The first 2 games were pretty much your worst offensive fears come to life, but you got bailed out of game 1 because Scooball had 14 Ks. I believe he tied Scherzer for the most in Tigers playoff history. Very cool. And then the offense did finally kind of bust through in game 3. Very satisfying. I'll kick it to you, Evan. Any kind of thoughts, feelings after that first series, which I think was a big monkey off the back for the fan base and the team because of how disgusting the end of the year was.
I 100% agree. That was going to be my point. You right the wrongs of blowing the whole season, basically, of how good we were through whatever we played 7 months, 6 of the months. And then you blow it to your arch rival, the only competition you have in your division last year, this year, and probably in the future. At their place, 3 games, all afternoon games, which kind of sucks because you make the playoffs, you back way into the playoffs, and then your reward is playing afternoon baseball in some of the most important games of a lot of our young rosters' careers. So, I mean, you take away the Scooball part of it in the 14 Ks.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find one person that made a impact as much as I think Vest makes an impact late in the game. Now, Vest struggled down the backstretch, but the importance of being able to 9th inning, you have a 2-run lead, 1-run lead, and hand somebody a ball and you feel confident. It's just something that this Lions roster has been struggling to do over the last, I would say, decade. Is to find a bullpen piece.
Tigers, yeah.
Did I say Lions?
You're obsessed with football. You can't quit.
That the Tigers have been struggling to do. So I think Vest, he's an asset. Not to jump the gun, but like the Seattle, he came in a tight situation, pitched 2 innings in the 9th and 10th inning. So he's somebody that Hinch is going to rely on, obviously, going forward.
Yeah, I'm looking back at when he came in. He came in the bottom of the 8th and got us an out on a ground ball to Naylor, and then obviously pitched the 9th. On that point, a rare case of he made
worst error,
one of the worst errors that was just about being an athlete. But then he made 2 amazing plays that were just being purely an athlete. The one that, I don't know if the other one was in game 2. But the one in game 1, obviously, he threw out. What game am I thinking of?
Game 1 is when Jose Ramirez got.
He made the third. I thought for sure we're losing this game, and then he gets Ramirez out at home, which was a nice play. And then was it game It was game three where he had the error, dropped the ball.
Yeah, because they got to. We were up 6-1, and they got to 6-3 on that play.
Yeah, I'm dialed in now. There's been 5 games in basically 5 days. But yes, he makes the error, throws him out, and then he had a sick little play in the 9th where Chase DeLauder grounded out to him, and he had like backpedal over the mound and like rip a bullet to first base. So he had like some crazy. Some athletic plays, some heads-up plays with Ramirez not panicking and getting him out at the plate. He had the drop, but then one of the more insane throws that anyone on the diamond can make from basically the first base dugout over someone's head to second base to get that out. So, yeah, he was a stud. So shout out to Connor, I think. No, that was Alex's guy of like unsung right the wrongs of some of his struggles at the end of the year. So that was huge. The guy, though, that I wrote down as the MVP of the series, if you're taking away Skubal and maybe Vest, Javi Baez played so good in the wild card series. And he just, he didn't have like crazy power. I think he may have at least had a double in there. He hit one ball, the hardest ball of the entire series. I think he ripped off the midway up that wall in left field. He played great defense. I don't want to jinx him. He's played great defense throughout the entire playoffs. He had a sweet double play against the Mariners with the tag out and throw out. He's made so many plays up the middle. And was our best hitter consistently in Cleveland. So that was awesome to see from him because obviously we know the history with Javi Baez in Detroit, and people hate him, people love him, but awesome in that series. Colby, any big sticking points to you in the Cleveland series?
Well, Javi was going to be my point, but you said it. Fun to see him play well. 0 for 5 against Seattle in Game 1. I'm trying to remember Game 2 if he had a hit or not, but I think it'd be nice for him to, it'd be nice for him to turn around. Yeah, it was just nice to obviously beat Cleveland because going into Game 3, I was confident yet extremely nervous. And I saw Ohio's Tate from Barstool say today that he would rather be in the Guardians position than the Tigers right now, and I thought that was insane. I would like your guys' thoughts on that. His point was basically that we blew the lead, the 15 and a half games, and if we don't get past Seattle, Cleveland had a better season.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, yeah, it's absurd.
Completely
he's
absurd.
Just trying to like scratch for something.
I guess another take, Skubal, obviously awesome pitching, but just not a Gold Glove pitcher. It's like, I think Connor said something about it in the group chat at one point, but the infielders need to just like shove him to the side at times when he tries to like make a play on the ball because he just can't do it.
Yeah, it was actually a stunning play though that he got it that close. I was surprised, but I forgot about that too.
It's part of the whole baseball unwritten rules of like, if Skubal gets dialed in, he's like unhittable, so you're gonna have to do something. And obviously, a lot of those weren't bunts. I mean, the Indians at one of the games had 2 runs or had a run, and they were all 3 infield hits.
Guardians, Evan. Don't be disrespectful.
Sorry.
Said Indians.
The
I won't correct you on that. Call what you want. But I do agree, like, Skubal, throw the ball over the plate. If they hit it, the other 8 people in the field will try to have your back. Since they don't have his back at the plate, hopefully they have his back in the field. And we are pretty solid up the middle with Baez, Torres, McKinstry's playing solid at third. I think our defense is okay. But I agree with you. And their defense is really good. That's, I think, what stood out to me the most. Because I think the bigger picture, now that we're playing the Mariners, and even parts in the Guardians, I'm just looking at the lineups. I'm like, how are we winning games? Like, we have the best pitcher in the game, so I understand we should win his games, but even we don't win his games, he's 0-3 versus the Mariners. Not him specifically, but we are 0-3 as a team against the Mariners when he pitches. Our defense is definitely one thing I feel like separates us from a lot. You even saw Torque doesn't get nearly enough credit, I don't think. You saw how easy it is for like Naylor to boot a ball last night, and Torque has had like multiple piss missiles hit at him.
Same exact
place.
In these 5 games. I think it closed out the Cleveland series. It was the final out. He had one last night, I think, or 2 nights ago.
Last night.
Was it? And just makes it. And again, I'm not believing in jinxes. I got to give him his credit. There's still games to be played, but like it just stands out how well. And McKinstry, I think someone said, making every play at third base. He also deserves a shout out. He's had, if he at bats, but had the game winning bunt RBI in
Oh,
Cleveland
Seattle
game,
series.
and he had I can't believe he was the guy that had that little base hit up the middle in the Seattle game. So good for him. My other 2 points in Cleveland, guys to call out: Jack Flaherty, great job in Game 3. Another guy that has been crapped on. Delivered. He didn't pitch super deep into the game, I would say, but did a really good job. I think he left when there was only 1 run, so he did basically the most you can ask him to do. And then Dingler, ironically, is how baseball works. His only hit in the entire series was a home run to give us the lead. It was not the winning run, but I think that home run gave everyone a lot of confidence. Like maybe it was like hey, if Dingler can get his first hit of the series and hit a bomb, which we haven't had many of, maybe it gets us going. And then obviously the questionable decision of Wenzel Perez, who overall, but that's just, again, baseball where you can hate him. Last night with the bat at bat, he had the at bat of the game in the Cleveland game with a double. So just a very, very just weird team that I don't expect much out of, but they keep kind of winning. I guess that kind of pivots us to Seattle. Their lineup is so terrifying. I don't know if you guys had that
so
feeling
scary.
when we just went from Cleveland, who's the worst offensive team in the playoffs.
You have to worry about
going into the playoffs.
One
They
guy
still
with
had
power, the other
J-Ram,
guy with
Daquan.
contact.
Yeah. The rest, I'm okay, don't really care. And then, we find Polanco last night just has the game of his life. Every single player on this
But it shows,
roster,
Grant, that's what
I'm just scared of.
That's what GMs need to do with the trade deadline. Their corner pieces, their third base and first base, are trade pieces that they required at the deadline that were on their team in June 1st. But come August 1st, you have 2 bona fide studs. And Naylor had one of the best batting averages in stats, hitting wise, in the MLB in the second part after the All-Star break.
Yeah, he's been a lot better than Suarez there. And honestly, I was kind of waiting. Those 2 have been pretty quiet through 2 games, knock on wood. I'm waiting for them to do well, and then people keep talking about the trade deadline. But to your point, though, adding those guys lets you lock up your division and get the bye to the ALDS. So even if they don't hit great in this series, they still contributed to getting your team to that point.
I really thought we were getting Suarez at the deadline. I really believed. I was all right, we're going to trade for Suarez.
Suarez was the first piece that was moved in the trade deadline. I'm pretty sure it was
it was pretty early.
That Seattle got him first out of any big moves or big names. Seattle picked their guy out early.
Smart move by them.
It
he's
benefits
not the
us
best right now, but still a good move
for the Seattle series. I think if we're moving on, but their best pitcher is left off the roster for the DS.
Yeah, I saw that.
Woo, stud pitcher.
Brian
Wu. That would be nobody's comparable to Skubal, but it's kind of like if you leave off Flaherty off our roster, just because your depth at your starting rotation just completely goes downhill. Now their pitching is their strength for depth-wise, as some people are 1 or 2 top-heavy. I would not count our pitching as our strength. We have 1 power horse. Then our bullpen is a bunch of throw the ball and cover your eyes. But we have home field advantage now. I need to see more competitive at-bats. I hate the day and age of baseball of pop-ups and strikeouts because at some point you got to put the ball in play. I want to know what our batting average is off of breaking balls against Seattle because it cannot be good. It seems like every single time I see somebody for Seattle throwing a slider, we're swinging and missing. And then it shows because when we get runners on, we can't score them. We broke the Major League Baseball record against Cleveland of leaving 15 guys on base.
Yeah, and that's where back to Cleveland for a second, but that last game, Game 3, to watch us score 6 runs felt so good because I was all right, we found our groove back. Seattle, we're going to get into Seattle and hit the ball better. And we haven't been hitting the ball terribly first 2 games. Last night wasn't the greatest, but you're scoring 3 runs. I guess that's fine, and it can win a playoff baseball game. But I was really hoping to come out and really smack the crap out of the ball to start this series. Haven't done it yet. Maybe we'll do it in Detroit.
Yeah. This was I was looking at some stats today, and again, the sample size is so small. I don't know why you guys threw some of these because I think it's if you had to explain the team's success through this 5-game stretch, we do have the biggest sample size of teams in the playoff, which is still small, 5. So I have us sorted by batting average here. We're bottom 3. We're hitting 186 as a team through 5 games in the playoffs. 545 OPS, and then I think this matches the eye test. I know most games, but most strikeouts, 59 Ks from this team through 5 games, which not a math guy, but it's over 10 strikeouts a game by a little bit, which is crazy. And then to your point, Evan, this surprised me. So if I go to pitching here, the reason we've won is we have the lowest whip in the entire playoffs through 5 games, 0.93. Only their team at 0.95 is the Mariners because they've played us. And if you look at our team overall, again, we've played the most games, but 42 strikeouts as a team. Opponent's batting average is 188, top 4 through 5 games, which
23 of those 42, I think.
40, so half. But if you had to say how we are, where we're 1-1 in the DS, and we've hit atrociously, it's just because the pitching and defense has done enough, right? And I think that's the weird thing. I'm curious your guys' thoughts because this team has my brain in a blender. Like if we went today, if we were like you're 1-1 after Seattle trip, you take that, right? You're like,
absolutely.
All right, 1-1 coming back to Detroit.
Everyone said we won the opposite.
10 times out of 10.
You win Super Bowl, you lose the first game.
And that's what makes it feel weird. It's because you still feel like you left some meat on the bone because you're like, damn, we could have been 2-0, and that's what like a really good team would do. I come to learn. I wouldn't say like we're a great team. We're like above average. They had a great first half of the year. Like they would have gone for the kill shot, and you'd be up 2-0 coming to Detroit. And that anyone shout out to Torque. I'm sure you were very happy having hit that clutch double down the line, and then you capitalize on that. You have 2 at bats after that. You do something with them.
Winding up in the living room,
waving them in,
and I was waving them in. I was screaming at Riley to run. Screaming.
It was Riley. Yeah, on first base. Yeah, that was awesome. So it's good to see that from the offense, but it's just a weird feeling. I can't say I have confidence in this team, but I'm also not pessimistic because again, I don't know what to expect. They win when I think we're going to lose, and they find ways to lose when I think we have a shot to win. So I'm just going to kind of take it for what it is. I do think, though, we are playing with serious fire this lineup. I know Raleigh did good in game 1. Him and Rodriguez has been the player of the entire series. Like, he's been good in both games. Polanco obviously had game 2, but there's just a lot of bats I feel like they have. Like, Suarez hasn't done anything. Naylor hasn't done anything that are just going to wake up. Rosarina hasn't really done anything. He has 3 home runs, I think, off of Flaherty. So that's a little tidbit there. He's like Kerry Carpenter versus their guy. I'm just nervous.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not counting us out at it by any means. We have a chance.
No, I feel the same. Like I'm not optimistic, but I'm not pessimistic. Like I know that we can win big baseball games, but at the same time, your pitching can only take you. I mean, it's like Paul Skeens in Pittsburgh. Like, you can only be so good, but you can't always win the games. It's like if we're not going to hit the ball, if we're going to keep scoring only 2 runs a game, eventually you're going to get to a point. Eventually you're going to get to a point where it's like the other teams are scoring 5 every game and you're screwed.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do trust our pitching's good, so I don't know.
The hitting wise, it seems like we're trying to be a power team and rely on the home run ball, but we're not power hitters. And then we think we're power hitters, and we don't play small ball enough to manufacture runs. And then we also think that we can be able to string a bunch of hits together. But I don't think we clearly aren't that team. The last month of baseball, we haven't been that team.
We can string a few. Like, we can get guys the second and third. We just can't string the third hit. I feel like we can string. And also, to your point, we're also not like them where when we tie the game at 2-2, they just hit 2 doubles in a row and the game's flip. Like, we don't do that. We don't have double score. We have single walk, ground out, move the runners, and then we just stall. Like, we don't have.
We've also only been getting that in 1 inning. Like, it's we have the game 3 against Cleveland. You have 1 inning where you score a lot of runs. Like, it's felt like we need to get production, and inning after inning, but we're not getting that with the runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
Somebody told me
We
today,
also,
I don't know if it was true, but that Guardians game 3, we scored over 5 runs, and that was the first game we scored over 5 runs in 30 games. The past 30 games. I don't know if it's true.
It's relatively accurate. I don't know about 30, but there was a stretch where we hadn't scored in a long time.
So you look at the remaining playoff teams. The remaining playoff teams have superstars on their team. Somebody that you can rely on to hopefully run into one. Now, stats-wise,
we scored 11 on September 10th against the Yankees, and that was it.
So that Yankees series was the last, because we scored 11, 12 or whatever back-to-back days.
We played the Marlins, Cleveland, Atlanta, Cleveland, Boston until we did it again. Yeah, we played in multiple series. What were you saying, Evan? Sorry.
Every team left has superstars that will run into and have a good game. Seattle has superstars. The Blue Jays,
so many.
Yankees,
Toronto.
Dead. Yes.
Toronto's super scary.
Yeah, I just want to win the DS.
And then the Phillies, I mean, their lineup is super deep. The Dodgers are payroll Hall of Fame worthy of a lineup, and they have our starters as their role players. Why our role players are the Mud Hen superstars. It's a complete different team. But you win game 3, you're up 2-1 with a home field advantage.
Oh.
You never know. You have now.
I am confident that 5 that we win.
We don't have much experience. Our manager has experience. Now we were in the playoffs last year, but Seattle has zero experience. Most of their roster.
Yes.
Polanco has the most experience, and Castillo, who we faced last night, has the most experience on that roster. So, first time them being on the road in a playoff atmosphere. I hate the afternoon game. Wish it was a little bit later. Hopefully the rain pushes it back. It's going to be an orange out.
Get them going.
I like it. I think we have to jump out early. I just don't know if our offense is capable of jumping out early.
Yeah, we could do like we did in Cleveland. We scored that torque to that single in Cleveland. Get a 1-0 lead. Just coast from there.
And then I want it's the classic football thing. I don't want a field goal in the first drive. I want a touchdown in the first drive.
Are you a madman?
No, I'm not saying the one inning.
Are you a madman?
I'm saying maybe the first inning score 1, second inning score 1, third inning score 2. That type of game.
Yeah. I'm not sure
we always have to
back-to-back innings like the entire postseason.
Ever.
5 games. The whole year.
Ever. I want to say against Cleveland.
You think maybe? It doesn't feel like we ever had like momentum ever.
Game 1, I think we went 1 run in back-to-back innings, but I could be wrong. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Oh no, no! I'm very wrong. I thought we scored the second one in the second inning. Never mind. It was the
credit
7th.
to you for finding. I realized too. I'm going to keep sending bunt when I think we should. Before the fact too, and if people hit home runs after, fine, I'll wear it. But I'm still going to say bunt. Not ball knower. I went back and looked at our stats because they have how many sack bunts your team has done in the regular season. We're second least. We sack bunted 5 times in the regular season. 5 times out of 162 games. Yeah, only the Orioles had 1 less. They did 4.
And they
the
won
highest was 48.
Games.
It truly is unreal, and I don't understand.
Yeah. Padres bunted 48 times.
With that roster bunted 48
so I should have known.
Times.
Yeah, sacks 48. Diamondbacks, Blue Jays, big hitters 35. And then we were 5. And then the Yankees 7, which makes more sense than us. But to your point, Evan, we do play like we are some big bombers. We are not. We are not.
Like everyone on our team hits 30 home runs.
Like the Yankees.
Carey's home run was so cool, though. My God. That was a
sweet
moment in Seattle. That was good stuff. Quick shout out to Seattle, too. I don't have anything really against their team at all, or fan base. That's a cool stadium to play in. If I had to pick a game that I even found myself, I know it's the playoffs and you're supposed to be super angry, but I was like, they haven't had a win since 2002. They kept showing that was a cool way for them to win. I was already like, this is gravy since we won the first game. I did want to win the Scuba game too, obviously, but I was like, that's kind of cool. They seem like decent people out there. It looks like a cool atmosphere. They were very passionate, good crowd. So it's going to be a good series. I like these two teams playing each other. The football analogy I was going to say is we always talk about who could blow the other team out.
Whoa,
tomorrow, like it's not even it's a no brainer that it's like a 90% chance if you had a bet that they would score 15 runs versus us. Like if you had to pick a team that's going to score double-digit runs, I don't know. Let's look that up.
I think the last time Flaherty faced the Mariners, it did not go well.
We are plus 108 on the money line. They are minus 132. With the rain and the wind, it's over 7.5 runs. I know we've been under that, but one of these games is going to break out. And like I said, I think it's more likely they break out and have a big game. Yeah. Like I could see us losing like 12-3 tomorrow, but then winning game 4 2-1, and all of a sudden we're playing game 5 in Seattle, and it's like everything's on the line with Skubal. Which I like our chances because there's no way he goes 0-4 versus that team. If he goes 0-4 versus that team, then I don't know.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday Friday. Would be off day. So Friday, we're all together watching it. That's
in Texas. Yeah,
I was just praying it wouldn't be on Thursday because if it was on Thursday, I would hate myself. I guess I would land by the time. No, I would see it. Yes, I would.
I don't know. I guess it'll be late if it's in Seattle. Maybe they won't. I don't know. Okay. Any other on the Tigers, or should we go to the Lions quick?
We can go to Lions.
Okay, the Lions. I wrote it's a ho hum win. I am not in the. I saw this is online. There's a camp of fans that are angry about how we closed the game in the fourth quarter. I don't know if you guys fall into that. I think that's human nature. We were up 28-3. I know our secondary is beat up, and that will be a problem. But I wasn't like, oh, this team is not championship caliber because they let Jake Browning score a couple touchdowns in a row. I think they scored 2 in a row. We scored 35-17. Don't really care. But maybe I'm selfish with this team.
Sidekick got scary there, Grant.
That was scary.
I don't know if you guys feel differently. I'm not going to bash this team for covering the spread that was 10.5 in an NFL game.
No, I mean,
go ahead, Evan.
In the meaningful football games when it mattered, truly when it mattered, I mean, we were fully dominating that team.
Yeah.
And then when they started playing F it, chuck it football, we're going to throw the ball every single down. I mean, secondary, beat up, banged up, not making excuses. They're all professionals. They should do their job. However, they have arguably the best receiving core in football with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. It's bound to happen. I mean, Jamar Chase's catch, toe drag swag.
That was sick.
There's only a handful of human beings that can do that. And unfortunately, Jamar Chase is one of them.
And his second one, I expect him to have a sluggo on us every time we play. Yes. Like if he's not scoring a 60-yarder, even if DJ Reed's in there, he's still probably scoring that touchdown. Yeah. So I don't really care about that. He's a great player.
I will say there was a moment when it got to 28-17. I was not nervous, but I was just like, all right, like we need to get a stop next time because if they do get
fully on Red Zone channel right now, I need to focus a little bit on this game.
Yeah, they can. I mean, I was just when it was 28-17, I thought, well, if we don't get a stop, maybe they get one of those deep balls to Jamar again, and then we're playing with our hair on fire a little bit. But good win.
I'm not going to complain about a win on the road. Yeah. They're not what they're supposed to be. Joe Burrow's the quarterback there. This game's 1,000% different.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm not apologizing for other teams' misfortunes because our misfortunes last year didn't hurt us, only hurt us when it mattered the most.
Yes, good point. And it balances out because we just played Joe Flacco and Jay Browning, but now we have basically the bottom barrel of our secondary, and we have to play Mahomes and Baker Mayfield before the bye week. So I think that's like a pretty fair football gods trade. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw, but Dan said Tyrion's out for quite a long time. Didn't say if it was season ending or not. I know he's very controversial. I saw Colton Pouncey go to his defense on some all-22 film. Yeah. I do think TA is like always around the plays. Like I don't feel like he's ever getting just completely burnt, but he just does some dumb things. I think overall, though, I like him starting on our team over Avonte Maddox and Rocky Sin. So I do think his injury hurts. Paired with DJ Reed too, that really hurts. So, like I said, now we have Rocky Sin, Avonte Maddox, and Amik Robertson out there. I don't know if we're going to see nickel cornerback or nickelback Brian Branch anytime soon. I don't know if that's in the cards, but it's definitely looking bleak there for a little bit. At least we get McNeil back soon, I guess. It's a positive.
I would say this: the good thing about playing the Chiefs is how willing are they to get in 4 wide receiver sets? To where
Good
you
point.
know for a fact that we have to have 2 corners out there, 3 corners out there with our nickel, to where the Chiefs, a little stubborn. I know Andy Reid will do a job and he'll probably run a lot more 4 wide receiver sets, but Kelsey's still going to be out there. Their other tight end's still going to be out there. So Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph might have to cover a little bit more than they're accustomed to. Honestly, I don't even hate Anzalone covering Travis Kelce. It's not like Kelsey's going to run by any single person. So I think our matchups there are fine. Now, the following week, when you're facing Tampa Bay, who does go 4 wide receivers a lot, you just got to pray Mike Evans' hamstring still isn't good.
Yeah, I was just looking at that now. Like, I'm trying to find articles because I was just thinking about that nightmare. Like, Amik's gonna get ready to learn Egbuka all day, and then like, who guards Mike Evans if he's back?
I think Chris Godwin's probably lost a step. Now it's his first game back. I think they rushed him back a little bit too early. First game back, I still don't think he'll be able to run by anybody, but that's not telling me he can't catch 10 balls in zone coverage and catch and get down to a Tyler Lockett situation. I would like to see our team not just promote from within, because that burned us last year in the playoffs against the Commanders, and actually try to go out and find somebody, maybe somebody different on our practice squad, find maybe available free agents or somebody that actually, hey, our front office is doing their jobs and actually scouting players when you need another additional player.
Yeah.
We do have capital available, so it's not like our hands are tied behind our back where we can't sign anybody. Yeah. I mean, we do have cap space.
Chiefs kind of scare me a little bit for next week, like with the secondary, just because of Xavier Worthy and Hollywood Brown. They're very fast. I could see one of our cornerbacks like getting burnt, hopefully not multiple times. But we do have Kirby Joseph back there. So like Evan said, he might be having to cover a lot more of the field than he's used to, but I trust him to do that.
I think the next 2 weeks, you're probably going to have to see a lot more cover 2, or not so much cover 2, but 2 high safeties, and daring the other 2 teams to run the football. Isaiah Pacheco might get close to 100 yards, his most. Bucky Irving or Rashad White.
Player props.
Yes,
player props
might get close to over 100 yards just because our safeties are playing that blanket coverage to where we're daring them to throw everything in front of us and daring them to run the football because we have less guys in the box. We're not going to roll anybody down as frequently, just so our corners don't get burnt that often. Now, I'm not saying now every now and then. You're going to have to run man. You're going to have to design a blitz to where people are got to do their job. But I think just a base coverage, you're going to have to see a little bit more 2 high safeties. Where the Lions, I would say we kind of like to do a little bit more 1 high with Kirby just floating back there. So Kirby, and you're going to have to find a different safety because Brian Branch plays so much in the box, which I'm in love with. But
yeah, his tackles will go down a little bit.
Yeah.
I have a name for you. I have one name I don't want anything to do with, and I have one name that piques my interest. I don't want anything to do with CJ Gardner-Johnson. I know he's out there available. I don't in there. Ran his mouth a little bit too much for me. Not a good locker room guy. No thanks.
That's kind of funny.
He's bounced around a lot of teams too, which shows that it's not just like a lot of teams see that he has bad character.
The Texans let him go most recently.
Yeah.
0-2 when they released him, so
clearly
they was probably addition by subtraction.
Yeah. But you're a good guy, Grant.
Good guy I like is a guy that's legit too, where the NFL Network a couple, last week said that teams are monitoring him because he's been benched in Seattle. But Tariq Woolen, you guys might remember he was a Pro Bowler as a rookie in 2022. Yeah. He's 6'4". I guess he must be playing bad. Must not fit Mike McDonald's scheme, who does no ball. I watched him be good at Michigan as our DC. But I would take a flyer on this guy. I don't know if that's a 4th or 5th round pick. I don't know. He was a 5th round pick, I think himself. He was a flyer, but he's an athletic freak. If I had to invest and take a swing as Brad Holmes. I said Brad Campbell. But
that's hot.
It's easier to trade for cornerbacks than it is for edge rushers. So maybe we can kind of pull something off here. Depending, I think we would know based on how long TA is going to be out. I think they need to figure out how long he's going to be out before we do anything. But if we get lit up by the Chiefs, it's only going to keep mounting about what we're going to do about that.
Kind of
I like that guy.
Though, looking ahead, I'm a sicko and I just love the draft. But like, we're basically going to draft the same positions for like the next 3 years. Secondary, offense and defensive line. Secondary, offense and defensive line.
And maybe a running back if Brad gets horny.
I guess so. Like, I think we ran our course of like the flashy, sexy picks that nobody saw coming. Now it's just going to be the boring. Well, yep, position of need. I agree. Yep. Yep. Position of need. I agree.
Yeah,
I mean that's how it was with Tyleek. Is that how you say it, Tyleek?
Yeah. Going back, Trey Henderson stood out on my player watching this past weekend.
Yeah, why? Yeah, that's also like I just thought about him and he said he's gonna be miserable. I mean, watching Jay Browning, he's giving it his all. He's yelling, he's causing strip sacks. Like Trey Henderson, good teammate, is still giving it his all for that franchise. Let's just make his life a little bit better. Come play for a winning team. Also spend up for that. Maybe the secondary we can put anybody out there because we're getting home so fast. It doesn't matter who's back there in coverage. Maybe that's the route we go.
I mean, honestly, if you get Trey Henderson, you're instantly NFC favorites.
Yeah, it'd be so sick.
One of my friends,
a lean back.
One of my friends from Michigan State in a group chat said yesterday, who would say no to Hendrickson for a second round pick? Nothing else. I don't know how NFL GMs would look at that trade, but I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
God, no, I don't hate it.
I think it'd be the correct move to do.
Yeah,
and Hutch has been playing pretty good off injury.
Second round picks. We've had some really good ones.
The last 2 weeks, I would say Hutchinson's getting his legs back underneath him.
Thank you, Evan.
He looks like last year's Hutch. Now, grain of salt, be the glass half empty guy. It's against two of the not so good offensive lines. Now, if he puts on the same performance the next 2 weeks, then he's completely back to how he was at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
Evan.
If he had longer arms, Grant, he would have more strip sacks.
Yeah, he's getting better though. So some trivia
he wouldn't be
or
offside
some
as much
stats
too
talk
because
here.
his head wouldn't be so far forward because his hands are longer.
That was tough that he was lined up. I was like, let's go. I was like, oh, it was him that was lined up. Who has the most sacks in the NFL right now?
Who has the most sacks in the
NFL?
NFL?
Was it a big name?
2 weeks ago, it was a bunch of like no names.
It's not Hutch.
I'm going to say...
Be that obvious. The guy has 7 sacks through 5 games.
Oh my God. I'm going to say Delaney Hunter.
It's actually... What do you mean?
Nick Bonito? Denver?
Yeah, it is Nick Bonito from Denver.
Is it really? He just got a big contract this last offseason.
Did you look that up or you just pulled that? You just threw that out there?
I was just thinking, I don't know. I just randomly...
Now, second, also not Hutch, is Byron Young from the Rams. But third, with a couple guys, is Aiden Hutchinson. 5 sacks through 5 games. I think he's got a streak going. I think he's had a sack in 4 straight games. Hutch has 5 sacks, Evan. I think on the broadcast it said he has 4 games in a row with a sack and 3 in a row with a forced fumble. So that's my other question. Who has the most forced fumbles in the NFL through 5 games?
Whoever plays the Patriots. So it's probably somebody on the Bills from...
Oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Is it really?
You just say his name, Evan.
I don't know.
Who?
It's not Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Is it really Joey Bosa?
Oh, wow.
4 forced fumbles. Who's second? Aiden Hutchinson. 3 forced fumbles. Yes. We are putting together a campaign, Evan. A third of the way basically through the season. We are putting together a campaign right now. Number 97 is. We got to keep it going, like you said. We're feasting on the bad teams, which you have to do, especially in garbage time. You gotta get a little unethical in garbage time and get those sacks. But he's doing better in the beginning of the games. I've noticed this recently. It was called back because TA held a guy for a safety. But I feel like I'm noticing his impact. Like you said, his legs underneath him. I'm noticing very early in games now, which is good because we need him. And it'll only get better with a lean back. I'm very excited about that. One other note I have, very obscure, but Tyleek Williams is so good at deflecting passes at the line of scrimmage. I think that's just something as fans we should watch for every game. I think he does it at least once a game, maybe twice, but it's always big 91, smacking that thing down and waving his finger. I'm like, dude, this guy's really good at this.
Underrated skill that I wish got used more often.
I don't know how you really teach it because it feels like just kind of instincts and hand-eye
coordination. Do it.
It's so good.
I think there's nothing that would probably piss me off more, like on an offense, is like you throw a perfect ball they showed the replay, like, oh my gosh, he was wide open, and then you'd see some fat defensive lineman not even close to the quarterback just have his hand up.
Yeah.
And the 1 in 1 millionth chance that the ball gets thrown exactly right there.
Yeah, it's good stuff. My last note was awesome game and storyline. Could bring you to tears. David Montgomery with his sister in attendance. First game getting to see him. That was awesome job
Anytime
of
touchdown guaranteed.
Yeah.
Them spotlighting her and him and his homecoming. Awesome that he was a quarterback in high school too and got the passing touchdown that day. That's just how you know Dan Campbell. I mean, you can do that stuff because you're the Lions and you're playing the Bengals, but just that's why Dan is who Dan is. Like knowing how much that game meant to David Montgomery and like working on that play the last couple of weeks, pulling it out there, feeding him throughout that game. Like that just builds a lot of good vibes in the locker room. I feel like the things that you don't think about, but like just a great coach, leader of men to make sure David Montgomery had a great day.
I didn't know that story either about his sister at all before yesterday. So, yeah, that was
credit
super
to the
neat.
broadcast for getting the shots of her and weaving that in because that was really cool.
Yeah,
I saw. Shout out to the Cincinnati fan. Is that what you're going to say?
That's what I was going to say. I saw a clip of the Cincinnati fan.
Some things are better than sports, as they say. So, okay, let's go to Michigan football. Colby said before the show, admittedly, he may not be able to contribute a lot. Maybe he'll have some questions, play the Alex role, just tell me that Michigan's not as good as they really are. But they took care of Wisconsin. It's a very boring game. We're back in the boring stretch of Michigan football, which I don't have a problem with. I'd rather just kind of suffocate teams out than get in a bunch of track meets and think, oh my God, I don't know if we can pull this off. Couple points I had. Biggest storyline of the year is just the receiver play. But Donovan McCulley kind of had his breakout game as a Wolverine, over 100 yards. Sick catch on the sideline. Nice touchdown, yards after catch. A freshman on the other end, Andrew Marsh, Texas, really nice game from him. Those are basically the only two guys besides the tight end, number 17, Marlon Klein, that I trust to catch the football because we had them play well, but then we also had Samaj drop passes. We had Max Bredesen drop a pass. We had Kendrick Bell drop a pass. We still have some drop passes that are really hurting Bryce Underwood's overall kind of stat line, which is fine. He's still playing well. He actually had his career high in yards, which is nice to see. Overall, it was just kind of a gross game. If you play this way against USC, you lose. So that's something that you got to figure out. I would like to give a little credit to Wisconsin. I think their front seven is more legit than I gave them credit for. I would have to rewatch the Maryland game. I'm not sure how they looked so bad against Maryland, but they really did stop the run for chunks in this game, especially on like our 3rd and 2s and 4th and 1, like short plays. They really bowed up well, which was impressive, and that's the recipe to beat Michigan. My last point, Justice Haynes. We're not going to go full Heisman talk. That's too much, but he's playing really, really good football. He had another 100-yard game again. He just has that streak going. I think it happens again in the Coliseum. I think it just keeps rolling. He's so fast. Seems like a good kid in all the post-game stuff too. He seems very like humble and whatnot. Says the right thing. So that's really all I had on Wisconsin. Any other things from this game for you guys to either comment, ask, etc.?
No, I watched the only thing I watched of this game was Wisconsin's last drive when they kicked the field goal to get to 10 points.
Weird end of game situation for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I didn't watch a lot of that, but I mean, Justice Haynes and Bryce Underwood, I think, have looked very good. I think, unfortunately, I will say I do think Bryce Underwood will be a very awesome and good quarterback for the Michigan Wolverines. I don't know. I don't have a question right now, but maybe I'll think of one while Evan gives his thoughts if he has any.
Evan?
It's one of those games where you don't have to unleash your offense. Now, Wisconsin went up 7-0, and then Michigan just completely answered that and said, okay, we actually had to be serious here for at least an hour. Wisconsin's trying to put up a fight. Now, they didn't score again until like the last 2 minutes of the game. But it's one of those things where, I mean, your offense looked completely different against like Central Michigan compared to Wisconsin. Now, I know completely two different teams, athlete-wise, scheme-wise. But Wisconsin's not competitive enough offensively to stay in just about any game. I think Michigan.
That's why probably. Go ahead.
Michigan skill guys probably hurt them a little bit. just
Just
by the
like
drop
next week,
passes.
they're probably going to be next week. Like you said, the game plan for Wisconsin was like we don't have to score a lot because their offense isn't going to score. It's probably going to be a complete opposite game plan, I would assume, going into USC. I mean, their offense isn't knock your socks off, but still pretty decent. Mekhi Lemon's really good.
Yeah, I think to Evan's point, just to hit on that of what you're saying, Evan, it was 7-7, so both teams scoring their scripted drives, and then it was punt, 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 punt,
Football.
field goal, punt,
Yeah.
punt, punt, end of half. So 10-7 lead into halftime, and then you come out and go 11 plays, 66 yards, and miss a field goal. So Zavada also not as sharp as last year. And then you don't score again until basically the end of the third quarter to make it 17-7, which in my opinion at that time, like it's still way too tight of a game with this Wisconsin team because they could not move the football. So like your defense is doing everything. You're getting 3-and-outs every time. So there are some things to pull out with the offense. They had obviously the missed field goal I said, and then they had a turnover on downs with a 10-play drive where on 4th and 2 they went for it and snapped it. It was a good snap to Bryce. He just dropped it on 4th and 2 and fell on it. So that was disgusting. And then to Colby's point, it kind of transitions us into USC. In our second drive of the game, actually, we decided to punt. It was also field position where Wisconsin pins you down the 2. And then you kind of get a first down. You get out to your own 23-yard line, which is still very tight. And you probably would punt, but it was 4th and 1 on your own 23 in the first quarter. And I think if we play USC, if we were playing Ohio State, maybe we go for it because it was like an inch. It was very, very close, and you would trust your offensive line and running back. But we punt that there, which I think made sense because you're playing Wisconsin and you're just going to play passive and dare them to try to score on you. And ultimately, you did kind of choke them out in the fourth quarter. But yeah, too dicey overall, I would say, for Wisconsin game, which is why I would say it has to get better for USC. We can kind of preview that now. There's a couple factors for this game with USC that are very scary, and when you combine them all, it makes you very nervous for this game as a team. Because on paper, I would say I would lean Michigan a little bit with a talent edge, but USC does kind of go toe for toe with us in terms of just raw talent on their roster. But they're off a loss, they're off a bye week, and they're a talented team with high expectations.
And at home.
All three of those things, and at home, all four of those things together is a very dangerous recipe. We just saw that happen with the Florida Gators. They were off a loss, off a bye, talented team, high expectations at home, beat Texas relatively easily. Texas made it close at the end, but Florida was kind of dominating that game. But the X factor that Michigan has in this game is the ability to be able to run the ball. Like if they can run versus USC, that's how you're going to have to win this game. You got to shrink the game, really, essentially, and kind of negate their ability to pass the ball. All good, Colby?
Yeah, we're straight.
Okay. So you just have to be able to run the ball versus USC, which they did last year. I looked it up. I think we ran for 290 yards versus USC last year without any sort of passing attack. So if you can remotely get close to that, USC gave up 175 yards to Illinois before their bye week. So I would expect if they can play like they did last year, they should cross 200. That would be my goal. Evan,
but
you put a finger in the air.
Touch on that, Grant. I don't know if it's a good thing, bad thing. Illinois, I mean, Brett Bielema, the way that he wants to run his football, the way he wants to run his offense, almost identical, similar in a lot of ways as to Michigan. So, like you touched on, it could be a good thing or bad thing to where, okay, if Illinois can run 174 yards, why can't we? We can do the same exact thing. Also, on the other flip, like if you're advocate for USC, could also be a bad thing. Okay, we're going to get basically the same scheme-wise, same man-on-man blocking schemes as Illinois and Michigan. Now we can fix it to better improve than our same mistakes. I don't know if Michigan's going to be out or down. I heard during the broadcast you guys were out your starting guards. Michigan was out their starting guards against Wisconsin. I don't know if that's carrying over.
Probable to play.
Probable to play. Okay, so there you go. So I think that's a huge impact. But every time you hear USC and you're facing against a team that is notably going to run the football, it's not in favor of USC.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's really, how tough have they gotten? How tough have
USC could just say, screw it, and we're going to try to score 50 points, and hopefully Michigan scores 49. like one of those things.
I'm reading right here that USC's number 2 offense in the country.
Yeah,
they also face
stats.
Michigan State's Swiss cheese defense, so that's inflated stats. Yeah. Where Michigan's defense has looked pretty solid. Up front has looked solid, just with their speed and the way that their ability to get after the quarterback. Now they have not faced – Michigan hasn't really faced a mobile quarterback besides Mateer.
Yeah, and he was good at that.
To where Mailava is a little bit more mobile. He can kind of create his own plays. Coverage breaks down, pocket breaks down. A little bit more mobile on the feet than he was. The last competent team that they faced was Michigan faced was Nebraska. I mean, Michigan State had 5 sacks against Nebraska, so grain of salt here and there. I think just the ability if Mailava can get out of the pocket and create his own plays when something breaks down, I think will probably be the biggest difference for USC to have success or not have success.
Yeah, the D-line was important because not only did we have 290 rushing yards last year, but we also sacked Miller Moss like 8 times. Like he played as good as he could, but got hit left and right. So it's just going to come down to the trenches. The only difference is, unlike Nebraska, this team has a better quarterback and better skill players. So they have that edge, which could tighten even more. So really, Michigan kind of has to go on the road and play. At the worst, they're a B-plus game, but I think they got to play an A game to get a win here.
What time is this game?
You're not catching 7:30 Eastern. It's the NBC night game. So 4:30 there. 6 o'clock.
It's like the Rose Bowl where it's going to start daylight and then go into.
Oh yeah. Good scene. It's sold out. I don't know how much they have tarped off. I think there'll be a lot of Michigan fans because normally when the basketball teams play in LA,
that was my question, Grant.
There'd be a lot.
You hit the nail on the head. Like, are USC fans going to show out for it?
I think it'll be closer to 50-50 than like 80-20.
Now, if you're a traditional uniform fan, this is the game.
Oh yeah,
to watch. Traditional USC uniforms. This is one of those games where both teams should be able to wear their home uniforms.
I hope we go
wears red. Michigan gets to wear their blue.
Maize pants.
Yeah,
maize pants, white and maize. I would like to wear blue, but if we have to go white, which we probably will, white and maize. That was the combo I would like to see out there.
What was it last year? Blue versus white.
Yeah,
USC wore white, Michigan wore blue.
Yeah, I think we wore all blue though. We wore blue.
Did you wear
pants.
all blue? I thought you wore yellow.
No, I can see Khalil just running through this defense in blue pants.
Blue pants. I'm also like,
yeah. I don't mind the blue pants. They're fine. I'd like them better at home though down the road. I don't like the white and blue really that much.
I like the blue on the road more than at home.
You like the blue?
I like the blue-white.
You played better. Honestly, you played better in the blue pants.
I don't like the blue-white. I don't like the tricolor, the 3-color system. Because if you wear yellow pants and you have blue helmet, white jersey, yellow pants.
The spread here is 2.5. USC is favored by 2.5. Over under is 57.5. Michigan plus 114 on the money line. Predictions for you guys. Colby, you go first. You're the guest.
Yeah, I was just looking at that line. I think early I'd take USC with the spread. Kind of like a 31-28 ball game, like something like that, right around there. I think they're both going to score a lot. They're both going to score a decent amount. I would take USC early, though. We'll see how the week goes. Maybe a little bias there.
Evan?
I think I'm going to stick to my prediction in saying that Michigan would lose one of the Nebraska or USC games just because they're on the road.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dominated up front against Nebraska. I don't think the score was as close as people want to say. But the recent history of USC football is they can't do the stop the run and power.
Yeah.
Stick to my guns. Said Michigan was going to be 8-4 this year, 9-3 at best. So I will go with USC. Kind of a back and forth, hold on to your butts game. A little bit closer than like the Nebraska kind of game. I do see him scoring points, but it's Lincoln Riley. Like, can you ever get over that hump of a team that just beat you the year before? I like USC 34, Michigan 29.
Okay. I'm right in the same range. I'm going to go with the Wolverines, even though I did think they would lose. I had them losing to Oklahoma and Nebraska, so I guess I did have them win this game. I'm going to go 33-30 Wolverines. We don't stop their defense as much as I would like.
Now, if you ask me, Evan, you have to put X amount of money on this game. I think I would put my money on Michigan. I almost had put Michigan in my top 10.
That matters a lot.
Oh.
Run
Wolverine Cadmus coming out.
Their formula of running the ball and defense will keep them in pretty much every game this year.
We'll keep them in every single game. And then they actually have a competent quarterback to where, all right, you make a throw. Now, Underwood can make that throw. Now, it depends on who he throws it to. Is that person going to catch it? Or if a play breaks down,
it matters the most.
Underwood's the most athletic quarterback Michigan's ever had in their entire existence as a football program. To where
Jake Rudock was pretty athletic.
he can run quarterback power. He can escape quarterback stretch, option, read. Yeah. Any quarterback run game that you want, he can do it. Now, I know he probably doesn't like doing it. He cares about probably staying healthy and winning football games. But game on the line.
Fumble problems, too. Keep an eye out for that.
Jared Goff, baby hands. Game on the line, if you ask, okay, you're running power behind your fullback, Bretson, I think I'm saying that name right.
So good.
There's no doubt that you don't get 1 yard. In my mind, there's just no doubt.
It's true. They did it with Khalil Mullins to win the USC game last year. They just ran off of his ass on the goal line to win the game.
My life would as the offense coordinator in Michigan in a top game, life would be so easy. I'm calling quarterback power
left,
25 times.
Outside zone right, quarterback power, counter.
I'm running duo, double, getting 12 personnel, handed off to Hayes. Oh, he just broke another one for 70 yards. There's a touchdown. Oh, that was hard to miss.
I'm so smart. Wow, look how fast he is. Yeah.
He is a super fun running back to watch. I know that's
I don't know
not
what they
take it all, but he's a lot of fun to watch.
What did they do with him in Alabama? I have no idea what happened. I don't know how that kid gets out of Alabama.
They had different style. Alabama's more 4 wide spread. So now you have technically you have more space, Grant, to run, but you have less you're blocking less people, but you have more space to run. To where Michigan
we are doing a lot more. Yeah, we are mixing in more outside zone for Chip Lindsey this year, which is interesting to see that development. He scored on a couple of those, but it is more like pulling guards still. It just depends on the personnel we have to do it.
Like Michigan's getting a offensive lineman to the second level on a linebacker on just about every single one of Hayes' long runs. You're going to see somebody on the offensive line, tight end, extra tackle, is going to get to that linebacker and break him right off the butt.
Yeah, our tight ends are good blockers too. Okay, let's go through this so Colby can get on the road. Michigan State football. I guess I throw it out with an opening question to you guys. Maybe Colby, to you, how frustrating of a game was that to watch?
So unfortunately, maybe fortunately, I don't know. Second half, I watched purely on my phone in a car and then at that Siena Heights soccer game. So a little tough, but I mean, you know, I guess what was the spread, like 11.5, so or 10.5, I don't know. So we were like right around on the spread. So, but I don't know. That just felt like a game. Evan said it earlier in the week, like it felt like a playoff game. Like you have to win this game to like be for real, to like, you know, maybe get to a bowl game, and then you lose that game, and it's like, well, 3-9 is a realistic possibility. Now, I don't think we're going to lose to UCLA next week, but I mean, I don't think we're going to make a bowl game anymore. And I think there's a lot of people calling for Jonathan Smith's head. I wish that he showed some fire. I usually didn't care about that kind of stuff, but now it's like on the sidelines, I want him to look like he cares a little bit. And he's just, maybe that's just not him. I don't know. And I want to give him time because he did turn Oregon State around after like 3 years, but I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say at this point. It's unfortunate. It's been a long time. I mean, you have 2021, but it's been a long time of Michigan State not being good at football. It's kind of hard to like get excited for some of their games because I just like don't believe in Michigan State football right now. I guess we'll see, you know, if you beat UCLA, maybe you can, I don't know.
Play Indiana.
I mean, it's tough. It's terrible. It's pitiful. It's not fun.
Evan?
Every week it's something different. Which, if it's every week, then something's different. Then it's
this was the Ross
staff.
Ells week. I was getting PTSD to Ross Ells.
Special teams was.
This is the issue, though. Like, this product shouldn't happen week 5 of the season, week 6 of the season, coming off of a bye week. Now, if these mistakes happened week 3 to a ranked team on the road, understandable. This team, this program, not ready to compete. But everything that transpired from after we got down 14-0, blocked punt, terrible, because we watched 55 turn his head and watch somebody run right by him. This was a winnable game, which hurts even more because you had a lead. Yeah. They tie it. You have a chance to get the ball back. You have a chance to get the ball back with the wind at your back still in the end of the third quarter, and you have another special teams blunder. Special teams let you down. They had 2 punt returns and they had one really long one, but they had 2 other long ones that got called back because of a block in the back. Now every game those aren't going to be called, so I don't get what we were doing to get better. And Johnson Smith says it every single time at every freaking damn press conference. Every single week we got to get better than the week before. We clearly didn't get better from the time that we ended our last game against USC to the time we kicked off against Nebraska. And we had 12 days of practice.
Worse, maybe.
So we're saying we got worse. And
defense overall played better.
Yes, they did.
38 points, but like very wrong 38
yards.
Points.
Sure. Asterisk on the 38 points. The game was closer than what it was. I mean, special teams is what blew it, but also our ineptability to have any life and support. Our offense isn't really that good, Grant. Let's call a spade a spade. All Michigan State fans that want to blame somebody else, our offense is really not that good. I don't know what we did with the offensive line. It hasn't improved. Did not improve.
No, that was tough.
Nebraska's front is better.
That's why I feel bad for Childs. Because I know Childs is good, but you can't. I mean, when you don't have an offensive line that blocks for you, and within the first second and a half, you have to take off running.
You got no time.
Take off running. I mean, he doesn't have time.
We also this is like PTSD of having bad offensive coordinators with Jay Johnson and Dave Warner. Of you have to put your playmakers in positions to succeed. Amari Kelly, playmaker. I would even take McCray, athlete. Nick Marsh, athlete. One of the best wide receivers, most talented wide receivers in the Big Ten. When you just go out there and line them up as the X receiver, 90% of the snaps, and don't put them in any motion, don't move them around any way on the offense, it's too easy to scheme for you. It's too easy.
Yeah. Not enough like easy slants or
great.
Like
if you had Nick Marsh on Michigan's roster, you would want him to touch the ball at least 15 times a game, or at least target him 15 times a game.
It would change my life.
When he's getting 6 targets a game, it's not enough. Your offense has to be able to give it to their playmakers.
Yeah, for real. He's got to be like, it makes me think about like Illinois last year with Pat Bryant. Like they would feed that guy like 15 times a game. Like he needs to have like an absurd stat lines every single game. And you're right. Also, the amount. Oh, Childs ran 13 times because he had to scramble. But like,
he had to
sticking to the run when you're not able to run. Sometimes you got to know when to abandon it, but then you can't pass block. It's really just the trenches.
Block, then you can't throw in the
it's going to do the same thing.
Wind. It's rinse and repeat.
Yeah.
It's
but the defense did play better, but then special teams is so bad. It's just, I guess, the signs of an inconsistently bad team because, like, when you think you can trust one unit, they give you a reason to not trust them the next week, and it flip-flops, and you never see it all come together is where it feels like you guys are at right now.
And also,
that was a winnable game, for sure.
Yeah. Bad teams find, like, a way at the end of, kind of like what you said, but, like, you find a way to lose a game at the end of, in the fourth quarter. And when it was 21-21, like I felt not great, but I was like, all right, like we're in the fourth quarter. It was 21-21 going into the fourth quarter, right? They kicked a field goal early. Yeah.
That was when you fumbled after it was 21-21, or the kickoff happened.
The kickoff
21-21.
Like you feel good going into the fourth quarter, and it's like if we can, get a touchdown, make a stop, we're okay. And then you just find a way. Before you know it, we're down 2 touchdowns, and it's like, how did this happen?
Too many 3-and-outs for Evan's taste, for sure. I'm looking at the 3-and-outs. There's a lot more compared to a couple weeks ago.
There's just no reason we shouldn't be able to move. I just don't know why it's so hard. Well, I do know the answers, but I just don't know how to change it.
Interception drives. I don't know if Childs was banged up. That there was concussion.
Yeah, that was weird.
There was that stretch where he threw those 2 picks was bad.
I blame him for the first one. The second one, bad throw. I don't know what he was throwing it into, but also our right tackle, I think, told the defensive end, like, hey, go sack him this play, because he didn't give any effort, and just one quick swim move on the inside, and by the time Childs got back to throw, he already had a guy a step away from him. Now, he didn't deflect the pass or anything, but when you're looking this way and you're throwing it and you can see a grown-ass man running at you, has to impact the play.
Yeah. I guess
it's one of those
Colby
things.
touched on a little bit. He said,
Greg, go ahead before I make my last point.
No, make yours, because mine's different. It's less about the game.
One of the most frustrating things is Nebraska's not a top team in the Big Ten. Not even close.
No, true. That was eye-opening.
You don't see Nebraska as competing for a Big Ten
championship. I feel worse about my win
there. Is that has to be a game that you have to be like complete in and competitive in. We were competitive, but we were only competitive for about a quarter and a half. To where you have to start comparing yourself to other teams in the Big Ten. Who can I be competitive against? You should be competitive with those types of teams. You should be competitive against Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota. USC's a little bit better than us because they have
Rutgers,
players.
Teams like that.
Rutgers, like those, like teams 6 through. Now there's 18 teams in the Big Ten, so holy crap! So 6 through 12, you should be competitive against all of them, and you should beat 80% of them. Right now, I don't think we're in that 12 range. Like on paper right now, if you ask me,
that's what like the tough.
If you ask me, okay, you go play Rutgers. Okay, in my head, I still think it's Rutgers, but I think everybody else will see is like you're probably going to lose that game. Go play Minnesota. I wouldn't trust myself to beat Minnesota. I would like to stay competitive in that game just solely because Minnesota's offense isn't that good. Iowa, same situation. I would like our chances in that game, but their offense is holding them back. But if you ask me, Washington would beat us. Maryland would beat us. Clearly, Nebraska can beat us. And those are teams that you should be better than.
Yeah, I mean, you kind of just basically touched on what I was going to say, Evan, but you go into those games thinking like, all right, well, we should beat Rutgers. We should beat Minnesota. But then you really face your reality, and you're like, maybe Michigan State's just worse than all of these teams.
They're getting to the point where they're like, yeah, we're playing Michigan State.
Exactly.
Yes.
And that's like what sucks. It sucks so much. But like we're not better. I mean, UCLA, I don't know. UCLA is weird now because they beat Penn State, but it's I don't know if
you're going to beat UCLA.
I know. But like who are we better than in the Big Ten outside of them? Northwestern maybe?
Purdue and Northwestern for sure.
Like those 3 teams.
But there's so many teams in the Big Ten we don't get to play those teams to boost our thing. Be like, hey, we went 8-4 this year.
Yeah.
To Evan's point, you're probably 13 or 12, but like you can beat Iowa. You did that last year. Like you can beat teams.
I just don't trust ourselves.
But you're not pulling like.
Or 10 years ago. I mean, even our 7 and 5 years, we were beating. 10 years ago, like 2017, 2018, 2019, we went 7-5 or whatever it was. We win that game.
Yeah.
Now we might not be competitive against the USC outcome's probably the same. Granted that. Okay, I give that. We still lose to Ohio State, Penn State, Oregon. We still lose those games, but these games we win.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate reality.
It's tough. You guys just need like you look at other teams get their big win, like UCLA, Virginia, they're ranked now, but like you have talented players, like you have a talented enough quarterback, you have a talented enough wide receiver, like to be one of the teams that like pulls off that upset versus an Indiana in the Big Ten. But like there's zero confidence, I feel like, across your fan base that when you play the big teams, you're just like we're just like their bye week, like we're gonna get smacked by them. We're not gonna like like we can't.
We beating a top 25
in theory,
team.
you have a quarterback good enough. No.
It's how I felt last year when we played Indiana when they came to East Lansing. They came in, I think that was the 8th. I think they were 7-0 coming into that game, something like that, 8-0. And I really thought it was like, this is where we can like upset the top ranked team.
We storm the field.
Yeah,
we're back.
It might be Indiana, but still, like this is the time where we can beat this team. Like show, like all right, we can win these big games and maybe take a step up from there. And then we proceeded to lose by like 1,000,000 points that game.
47-10. I pulled it up.
Yeah,
they were undefeated.
I mean, we're never gonna compete in those games. So that brings up the coaching carousel. I'm curious, Grant, from you, what your thoughts are as an like a bystander. I mean, you pay attention to Michigan State football, which I think we were talking in the group chat, Evan, his buyout's like $26 million. So like probably not happening, but I could see a world where, and I also think Evan said this, that the athletic director, J-Bat, just at the end of the year cleans house, brings in his own coach, and like kind of reconstructs it the way he wants it.
I'm not on board for this. I still think he should deserve time.
I agree with you. I do think he should stay, but it gets harder week in, week out.
I would not want him to leave because I'm tired of the change. I'm tired of all the changes because he leaves. The way college football is now, you're rebuilding for another 2 years. Everybody's like, oh, well, look at Curtin Sonetti. Look at everybody else. He left a FCS school and promised all those players, I will give you a chance to compete at a Big Ten school. That's not going to happen every single time you hire a coach. You poach a coach from somebody else, those players aren't guaranteed to going to just blindly follow your head coach to the next school. Other schools are going to be taking other players. So I don't want Smith. I think he should get at least 4 years. Right his wrong. He probably is blunt and honest with a lot of people and saying that, yeah, clearly our roster isn't good enough. He probably knows that himself. So I don't know. But I would take a 9-win season 3 years in a row right now.
You think Nick Marsh transfers after this year?
Probably.
Too early to tell.
I would think so.
I mean, what's keeping
I think
him
like
here?
that's my.
At this point last year,
he
had better stats. This year, he doesn't have those stats.
Yeah, I think Smith obviously gets this year, and I think I would give him another year. I mean, the AD is the wild card, so like he might. I'm not predicting what will happen, but in my mind, he deserves a third year, but with the contingency of investing a lot of money, which has to be raised through J-Bat and his new system to bolster your trenches, both sides of the ball. That's got to be the investment in the offseason, see where that leads you. And then maybe he has to make personnel changes. He can't be afraid to hire people in this offseason based on what he's seen through 2 years. If that needs to change, depending on how the season, like if the defense keeps getting worse, then you got to be a man and get someone new. Same with the offense. And it's going to be tough to keep the kids, but like it also would be a huge where I'd be good cutting it after 3 if he does like lose a Childs or a Marsh to the portal. I'm not saying feels a very tough thing to expect from him, but like that, if he can keep those two guys and they do invest in trenches, I think that gives you like, all right, he does have some pull. The kids do like him. He's able to retain some talent that you can ride it out and see what happens. But like if it gets bleak where like those guys leave and then they don't get the money they need, and then you're even worse in year 3, then like, yeah, it's almost like someone else has got to come in for the job. But again, you can't. It's hard to throw out. You need the coach fired unless you're throwing names. I mean, are you going Jason Candle? Are you going the guy I told Alex that like I would seriously get excited for if you want to throw a shot in the dark? Kind of like he's not a Brian Hartline, but the OC for Oregon, Will Stein, is like one of the hottest names. He's like 36 years old. I like any part of Oregon right now. I think they have juice. I think their offense has been phenomenal, like just year after year. I think that's a guy. If you could like tell me, if you could guarantee me that you could go pay him, I'd be more comfortable making the move this offseason. It just gets dicey because then you hire the wrong guy and you're just doing the same shit over and over again.
Yeah. I think Smith deserves another year, but
the roster that we built, our transfer portal, we're not a sexy pick right now. We're not winning. We're not that close. So like those fringe guys that are like, oh, I want to go play for a championship contender. We're not getting those transfers. So we have to self-scout. We have to get the right guys in, and those right guys aren't producing at a Big Ten football level, and that's what's hurting us. I mean, you see some of the talent on the roster that he brought in is pretty solid, pretty decent. I mean, our center, he transfer portal, he picked him right. But our running backs, besides Kelly, our running back's a true freshman, high school kid that Jonathan Smith picked is a positive, but some of the guys that are getting a lot of playing time or a lot of transfers that aren't producing the way that if you want to be competitive in Big Ten, just it's not working out. But it also is Big Ten football. If you don't have an offense or defensive line, regardless of who's back there playing quarterback, I know we say all the time that quarterback in college football, the experience matters. But if you don't have an offense or defensive line, regardless of what your team looks like, you can't compete.
Yeah, you gotta find some dudes. That's where all the money's gotta go.
Because if we did have an offensive line, I really do think that Childs. I mean, it's not crazy to say, but like he would be better.
Yes,
it's not his fault that he has to get rid of the ball so fast.
We would be able to do what he wants, and it's run.
Yeah.
Boot, play action. Run, boot, play action.
Because he still, like, Childs still does stuff where it's like, all right, man, what are we doing? But you're right. You just need to get better in the trenches, and I just don't know how to
move the pocket more. I feel like he's good at that, and that just buys you some time when you're a horrible offensive line. Just shift him left and right, move the pocket away.
100% agree, Grant.
But he can't
move
just
the
stand
pocket,
back there because he
shift.
has no time. He's got no time.
Flood one side, give him 3 reads.
Gimmicky.
Simple side. Not there, tuck it and run or throw it away.
Jailbreak screen to Nick Marsh. Just do some creative shit because you can't like sit back there and do pro pass style with that offensive line. You can't. Yeah. You barely can play action. Like you just run out of time. But yeah,
I do like how we aggressive we were.
Okay, so here's hypothetical then. Yeah,
we were
true.
2
You
for
did
2.
play like that role of like let's be aggressive.
Yeah,
yeah, that's a good point. Not being afraid to go for it, not playing passive. Going for the win. If you had $1,000 and you had to place it on one of the 2 things happening, so you have to place it and you'll double it. So then you'll have 2,000. Hypothetical 1 is Michigan makes the playoff. Hypothetical 2, Michigan State makes a bowl game. Which one are you? I think they're both.
Oh, Michigan. Michigan to make the playoff.
You think it's that?
Yeah,
obvious.
I'd put it on that over MSU.
I put on that over MSU.
I still was looking at your guys' schedule. I think I can see it for you guys. I can see it for Michigan too. I think they can both happen. I just was thinking those are 2 things where like I could talk myself into either. Yes,
Maryland.
I have UCLA as a win.
Tough, but that's
we can beat Maryland and Minnesota maybe. Like I don't know.
Basically, you have to win 2 of 3. If you beat UCLA, 2 of 3 between at Minnesota, at Iowa, Ford Field, Maryland.
Yeah. And it's possible
unless you beat Penn State or Michigan at home, which you could, or Indiana on the road. But those are the other 3.
But you could do like it's possible. I mean, Michigan's always possible. Like Michigan's obviously like leaps and bounds better than us, but rivalry game, like anything can happen. We're probably not losing or not winning that game though. I don't know. It's like we said earlier though, like those Minnesota Maryland games. Like we can win them, but are we going to win all 3 to make a bowl game? No. Are we going to win 2 to make a bowl game? Probably not. Probably win 1 out of 3. So, I don't know. I'd put the 1,000 on Michigan.
Alex was very dark about the state of Michigan football, Michigan State football. I know you guys were all talking in the Sparty. I wanted to be in the Sparty. I just want to see what was being said in the Sparty Party chat so bad.
There was a couple texts
I was stunned at how dark he got. I was like, after the Nebraska game, Alex was like, I understand. Like, you think Nebraska is shit, and they did look bad. But you also were like a double-digit underdog. I was just surprised that we're the first weekend of October, and he got that dark and low on the state of this program. I don't know if it just all hit him at once, the 10 years, and there's only one good year. But like I was like, are we like we're pulling the plug on everything right now? We're not, because I was like, if you beat UCLA, you lose by like 10 to Indiana. I was like, you're going to be invested for the Michigan game. Which I don't know how you guys feel. Like if you are
I'll be invested for the Michigan game regardless
and 3.
Yeah, no matter what.
4 and 3 playing Michigan, he's like, no, I don't care. Like they're dead. Like they're a dead program to me. I was like, come on, dude. Like they could suck you back in so easily with a win, a tight performance versus Indiana, and then you go play Michigan at home like that. You'll be invested just to see what's going to happen. But he's trying to make it seem like he's aloof to it, doesn't care, indifferent.
Okay. You're right. Like, I think like we would be, but go ahead, Evan.
Glass half full. If you said at the beginning of the year, okay, Evan, beginning of the year, you're going to start 3-0, but you're going to lose your tough road games at USC and at Nebraska. You'll be going into UCLA 3-2. Would you take that? I think a lot of Michigan State fans would say yes, we'll take that because that means we beat Boston College at home.
Yes,
but it's just the product that
BC's
we're watching.
So bad, which hurts now.
Yeah,
BC's so.
The product that we're watching on the field is not the same every single week, which what what hurts the most. It's not like we lost to the rest
you
of
always
the game
find something new to be
goal.
bad at.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think that's where it would be different. Like, I'd have a much different outlook if it was a 3-point game, even, if we lose, by a touchdown, like towards the end or something. But it's BC, going to double OT with them, and they seem to be very bad. That feels terrible. And then just simply watching the team. I don't care what the score is. Just you simply watch Michigan State football, and you're like, I don't think that this is a team that can compete with 95% of teams. That's an exaggeration, but
if you guys lose 9 a.m. their time, homecoming, UCLA, we can have a whole different discussion before IU. I'd be like, all right, I'm done with the entire program for the year. I was just surprised that he was already there. I was like, at least give it another week.
Jonathan Smith has to fire somebody on the coaching staff. There has to be a scapegoat. There has to be a blame fallout.
Must fire if lose.
There has to be I'm not saying Jonathan Smith has to get fired, but I'm saying somebody has to go. You have to just to know that
if he wants to blame Mel Tucker and say he left me in a horrible spot, like that's on the table. Like something has to be said.
If you lose UCLA, somebody's going to get Herm Edwards like at the end of the game and just get fired before they even get off the field.
I don't want to be in a loss, but I do want to see him get angry at something. Like, I'm not saying I necessarily want you guys to lose to UCLA, but I am curious what is the breaking point of this man? Like, when will he snap at something, on someone, on a player, on another coach, on a reporter? Like, does he have it in him? Like, what's going to happen?
He's glorified Mark Helfrich.
Yeah, I don't know. But
it's not that I don't think he cares. Like, I do think, obviously, he cares.
Yeah, they don't want to lose.
Yeah, like, obviously.
They're too competitive for that.
It's just, I've never cared about it for some reason, like until the last 2 games where it's like, I just want him to show on the field, like give a big fist pump or shove a player or something, yell at a coach. I don't know.
Like 55 misses that block on the special teams in the first quarter. Like you're finding Jonathan Smith on the sideline, like reaming him out. Like that's what I wanted. Is like Jonathan Smith, like finger pointing up in that kid's face mask, like screaming at him that he messed up.
Yeah.
But we'll never get it.
He sticks to himself, I guess. But
maybe he'll come out during homecoming in like a
real quick.
Go ahead, Colby. Biff.
Just when we were talking about J-Bat, I was thinking about this. Something he did do that I saw on Twitter earlier is that he upped his own ticket prices to $25 a game instead of $10.
Oh,
maybe
more
that's
cash.
Significant.
Yeah, I'd be upset. Yeah, I know. I'd be very upset if I was a student. Now that I'm not a student, bring in more money to pay people. I don't care. But
defending Big Ten champs, price goes up.
I mean more so even just for
money.
Like if that
just raise
money for the athletic program in general, not just basketball. But
that probably is supply and demand though, because like that's the most in-demand ticket of anything, and people camp out for them. So like,
Colby,
it probably did make sense. It's scummy a little bit, but it made sense.
It's selfishly $10 to get into a Michigan State basketball event. We paid $10. I paid $10 to watch Michigan State Duke in the Breslin Center.
No, yeah, it's absurd. Yeah, $25 is way more fair.
I paid $10 to watch Michigan State beat Michigan to win a Big Ten championship game. Kind of crazy to think about. If you told me, hey,
but it made me think. Yeah, when I saw that, it made me think just about if they did anything. My first thought was, I wonder if they raised football season tickets. But then I realized that'd be incredibly stupid because then absolutely nobody would go. So I wonder if maybe they lowered football. If they had to lower football ticket prices, maybe they raised basketball because of it. I don't know.
Well, we got to pay for a new
hockey too.
New arena that we're building.
What arena?
For what?
We're building a new arena. Like
for
a
hockey?
For what sport?
For a small 6,000, 8,000 seat arena for Olympic sports, for like volleyball, wrestling, and it's going to host like ceremonies and events.
I don't know how I missed that, but
is it like the new IM thing?
Okay, so IM, and then it's going to get built that direction towards Trowbridge Road on Harrison. It's going to get built in that open lot.
Okay.
It's going to be like a whole shopping center.
No, I did have a conversation with somebody about this when I was here for a tailgate.
Arena.
Yeah.
It's like its own little miniature village with an arena.
Oh, a hotel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Housing,
This is all
restaurants.
coming back to me now.
The Spartan Gateway District. That
There you
sounds
go.
fancy. All right. I think that's the show, boys. Tough start, but we remembered to record halfway through. The quickest weekly check-ins of all time.
Shout out Brickwall and Adrian.
Sponsors.
Yes. Brick wall. Cheers to 228.
Cheers.
To the Apple Pumpkin Festival. To Houston. To Texas A&M. To watch
Yes.
Comerica Park for the last time it'll ever be
Apple.
called Comerica Park.